was the best snap of my life.
I heard it. It was good. Hello and welcome to the Magic Mirror Podcast. I'm your host, Khan the Trinket Mage, and with me is my co-host, 33 Elk.
Hello.
Additionally, we have our other co-host, Salubrious Snail.
Hello.
Hey, we're back. I feel like it's been a little bit because we recorded the holiday episode like early and sort of banked that one. And then we didn't record for a little bit, so it's kind of been a little while for us. How was your New Year's?
My New Year's was awesome. I was at the Magdalena Bay concert here in Denver.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
they did the New Year's count and everything, in the interlude of one of their songs. It was fucking perfect. It was so good. It was probably the best concert I've ever been to. I was also super destroyed on substances, so that also helped a lot. It was a really good New Year's.
My New Year's was good. I managed to get out a video that day, and then I went and played a bunch of board games and stuff with some friends, so it was good.
You went camping for New Year's, Con?
I did the same thing Alex did. I got my video out a day earlier, and then I did a board game night, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you went camping.
That was last weekend.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. That was unrelated. My friends and I did a white elephant, so that was fun. I got fire extinguishers, which I already have some, so I have no use for them.
Mail them to me. I don't have fire extinguishers. Do I need those?
Yeah, you should at least have one in your kitchen. Because, you can't put out a grease fire with water. You really need, a fire extinguisher for that.
I always thought you just threw, flour on it or something. You know what I mean?
The fire extinguisher is probably better.
There's probably some combination of substances you can use to put out a fire, but if you panic, you might choose the wrong ones. So,
yeah,
fire extinguisher is the guarantee.
Call me crazy. I do believe that the thing called a fire extinguisher does extinguish fire better than, whatever is within arm's reach that isn't water. Don't throw water on a grease fire, but...
Look, I guess PSA for everybody at home, you should have a fire extinguisher, at least in your kitchen. That is mandatory, I feel like. This is a safety thing.
Unless you're really good at cooking, in which case you're probably fine. You'll be okay.
Sure.
Don't listen to me.
Okay, well, this podcast will not be about fire safety for the rest of it. Instead, we're going to be talking about Lorwyn spoilers, since a bunch of cards got leaked. Well, we're not going to talk about the leaks, but a bunch of cards got spoiled. We'll talk about the spoilers. And then, additionally, we're going to talk about our MTG goals for this year. Mine are mostly deck building goals, but I assume you guys have some other ones. And then afterwards, we'll get to a few questions from the audience. Let's just jump into Lorwyn spoilers. I would like to talk about one that I think you two will not talk about. And that is Glenalendra's Answer. It is 2 blue for an instant. This spell can't be countered. Counter all spells your opponents control and counter all abilities your opponents control. Create a 1/1 blue-black fairy with flying for each spell and ability countered this way. So one of my favorite cards to play in casual EDH is Summary Dismissal. It exiles the entire stack. And my favorite thing about these cards is they are get out of jail free cards. If somebody is here's my, Ulamog with a cast trigger, you're like, nope, that's done. I have infinite copies of this on the stack. No, that's done. Whatever it is, this will probably get you out of it. And Glenalendra's Answer, although it doesn't exile the spells on the stack, which, is could slightly worse than countering them, which is slightly better than countering them, Glenalendra's Answer is uncounterable. So it's another, get out of jail free card, and I really love playing these.
I do play Whirlwind Denial in Cormella, which is 2 and a blue Summary Dismissal, but it doesn't exile, once again, and you have to pay 4 for each one. So if you technically have, infinite mana or something, you could pay for all of them, right? That being said, I still really enjoy Whirlwind Denial as just cool Emrakul and also the cast trigger of Emrakul, right? You don't have enough mana to pay for both or whatever, right? Or even one. So I kind of like it as a counterspell. 4 is very prohibitive unless they're actually going infinite or have a stupid number of lands. My main worry is that it is 4 mana. And I think 4 mana is where you start to get I'm paying a lot of mana for this card. I do like you get fairies out of it, but when I cast Whirlwind Denial, it's very often against just like one spell that's like doing something I don't like. Very rarely is it like, oh, there's 15 Scoot Swarms in play and they're all triggering. Time to get like fairies. You know what I mean? Most of the time, it's going to be used as a counterspell that makes you a fairy, I think.
Yeah, and I agree on the 4 mana aspect, and I almost think the counter all spells and abilities versus exile all spells and abilities can actually be really meaningful sometimes. So this is probably a little bit better than not Whirlwind Denial, a little bit better than whatever that 4 mana one you mentioned before was.
Summary Dismissal.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem wildly better, and I think the 4 mana is still going to be tricky for decks that aren't Drago control decks.
Yeah, to be clear, I don't think this card is good. I just like playing these cards, and there's another version.
That's fair. It's another card where you can watch somebody's storm turn and go, oh shit, if only I'd drawn my insert card here.
Yeah, exactly. Elk, why don't you tell us about a card you're excited about?
Well, first things first, I'm not excited about it, but the art is very cute on Vibrance. I like the plant dog. That one's really cute. The effects are mid. You get a lightning bolt if you pay red to evoke it, and if you pay green to evoke it, you get to like land tutor. It's like, okay, that's fine. But I'm most excited about Meek Attack. That card is sweet. So it is 2 and a red for an enchantment, and you can pay 1 and a red to put a creature card with total power and toughness 5 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. It gains haste. At the beginning of the next end step, you sacrifice it. So it's sneak attack, but you're only allowed to cheat in really small idiots. But luckily, some of my favorite idiots are really small, like Relentless Slasher and Master of Cruelties. And like those are all 5 toughness and power or less. So there's a lot of really nasty combat triggers you can get going in like a Grixis or Rakdos deck with this thing. And it has me really pumped. It also reminds me a lot of Breakthrough the Line, right? Where it's like, your deck is rewarded for being really tiny, which I really enjoy.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out which card you were talking about. Meek Attack. Oh, it's like Sneak Attack. That's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like such a great callback. This card's so awesome. I guess I'll talk about it.
That kind of rocks. Okay.
I think this card's so sweet. I really love. It is very, very powerful. I do think that playing Meek Attack and then just going like, here's my hasty Master of Cruelties and like obliterate you. Very funny, very powerful. It's such a cool deck building restriction as well. It's so interesting. I also think that in recent years, like if this was printed like 5, 7, 10 years ago, it would be kind of booty. But since everything has all the good cards like cap at mana value 3, so they're all small anyway. So there's like crazy powerful things you can drop with this. So I think it's a pretty nutty card.
I feel like we've gotten a ton of really good 2/3s, specifically 2/3s, and I don't know why that is. 3/2s, nah. 3/2s are trash. 2/3s, that's where all the good creatures are.
Hey, do not talk about Sin Prodder that way, buddy. That's my friend.
Oh yeah, Sin Prodder is a classic good card. I forgot about it. Might be.
Okay, good's a strong word, but he's cool.
I remember looking at that card back in the day and being like, man, this card is okay. I want to play with it. It's okay.
Oh, can I cheat in a hasty Kiln Fiend with this and then just like obliterate someone?
Yes, you can. If you cheat in like a Slick Shot Show Off, that's a really bad example because that card already cheats itself in.
That already cheats itself. But Kiln Fiend does not cheat itself.
Doesn't it also already have haste?
Kiln Fiend does not have haste. Oh, Slick Shot does, yes.
Wait, hang on, wait. You can cheat a huge creature into play with this. You can cheat in a Scornful Egotist, right?
I don't know. I have to figure out what Scornful Egotist is.
You don't know what
Scornful
Egotist is? Oh my god.
Yeah. 8 mana 1/1 with Morph for blue.
Think about the ramp
funny.
potential.
No, not ramp potential. You like birthing pod this and you get like a 9-drop, right?
True. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Before we like move on past it, I want to go back to Vibrance for a second. I actually think this card's like really good in Commander, because like ignore the 5 mana cost, ignore the 4/4. Just a modal spell that is either green, rampant growth. Oh no, it's not a rampant growth. It puts it in your hand.
Yeah, it's land cycling.
Oh, just kidding. I take it back. This card sucks.
Yeah. I was about to say I would like it more if it had flash or something.
Well, no, it's
Then
a
it'd be like,
Sylvan
yeah.
Scrying. It's a
Oh, is it any land?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have the most awful habit of inserting the word basic whenever I see search your library for land. Okay, so this is a lot better. Because you can get fielded that or whatever. Yeah, this is a land tutor. Okay, I'm excited about this card.
Hold up. Wait, I thought it was good because I thought it was rampant growth for a second.
No.
I also inserted basic somewhere there. All right, we're both illiterate. So this is all right. All right, let's go back to what I was saying. Ignore the 5 mana cost. Ignore the 4/4. This is either green Sylvan Scrying or red lightning strike, which that mode kind of sucks. But the fact that it is Sylvan Scrying that can bolt someone's commander, I don't hate that. Just on the evoke half of it by itself, and the fact that you can get both.
I want to very clearly state that I made that judgment way before I knew this was one of my favorite cards in Magic the Gathering, Sylvan Scrying.
Yeah.
The fact that this is Sylvan Scrying is really good. It's dope. Yeah, I'm back on the train for Vibrance. This is a good card.
It is. I think it's good. I think the double symbol on both of them, especially the land one, is meaningful, but I think that's a good thing. I think it is fun that we are getting more symbol density, I guess, with these incarnations. I think
I've been talking about this.
I know you're the give me 7 blue symbols king, Khan, and I respect you for it.
If Cycrypt was septuple blue, no one would complain about it. Nobody.
This is true.
Because you really had to commit to play the card.
I've been playing so much Modern, I'm just drooling thinking about like spell snaring a Cyclonic Rift now.
Yeah, Alex, what was another card that you wanted to talk about?
I am choosing Champions of the Perfect, but I am... I only want to talk about this particular card. I mostly want to talk about the mechanic of Behold. Have we seen that mechanic yet?
I knew you were going to say this. I knew this. Holy, I know you.
Yeah, maybe Champion is back, and it's more different than ever.
It's better. It's I mean not I don't know about better in terms of power level. Those old Champion cards were all changelings and kind of weird, but I really like being able to exile from hand. I think that adds a lot of depth to the mechanic. Because it kind of, you can kind of do setup plays where you go find an elf, tutor for an elf, draw an elf, something like that, and then you do this, and then you get back the elf later, but the elf is kind of a sacrificial thing for the time being while this card is out of there. It is just a Beast Whisperer that's a 6/6 and also requires Beholding an Elf for this particular card, which that's not going to be great in Commander. Like, it's gonna be fine in Commander, probably run in elf decks, but I enjoy the design of Beholding from hand. I think that gives a cool extra level of coordination and cost to things.
Hey, editing trinket here. A quick note: we stopped the recording and then redid it so Alex could mess with his audio, and then I think somehow Elk's audio got a little messed up, so it's like using the wrong mic, but the backup doesn't sound too much better either, to be honest. So oops, it sounds like this.
I do think that Beast Whisperer is better generally for a commander deck. Like, generally you don't really care if your card draw engine is also murdering your opponents. It's nice when it does,
yeah.
of course, but you're not really caring about that big of a body on your card draw engine. So I think generically speaking, Beast Whisperer is going to be included in more decks. However, I just accidentally have 7 elves in my Kellen deck. So like, if once you break like the 10, 12 elf threshold, I think you can kind of run this. Especially if you have an Elvish Harbinger kicking around or something.
I also think this is quite good in elf decks, especially in Commander, because it is a card draw engine. So you make up the lost card, quote unquote, very easily, but it's not even lost. So like when they hit you with the board wipe, you already get an elf back, so it kind of sets you back up to recover, and then it draws you out of the card loss that it had initially. Also, I know in Commander that I agree with you, the stats don't matter too much, but like it is a 6/6 with like a Lord on 3 and then another Lord the turn after this. It smashes for 8. That's like reasonable.
It does, yeah. I mean, I think the fact that it's a 6/6 doesn't really have a home anywhere, just because you're playing this for card draw and EDH, and I don't think anybody wants a Beast Whisperer in 60 card Magic. But I think it's still cool, and it'll still feel good to smash face with it when you do play it, even if the reason it's
Did we even directly read the card out?
I don't think so. Let's do that.
I said it was a Beast Whisperer that was a 6/6. That's basically what I said.
I guess that is most of the card. Yeah, that's true.
It is very interesting that it is whenever you cast a creature spell and not whenever you cast an elf creature spell.
I was thinking that too, yeah.
I kind of like that openness that it has, but you still have to behold an elf and exile it to cast it.
It's for whatever that Naya elf guy is that also cares about wolves.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And so you can play it in Voya.
Yeah,
so when you cast the wolves, you draw cards.
That deck needed help.
Of course.
Yeah.
Deck's unplayably bad. Everybody beats you up instantly. In a full storm board wipe.
If there's one thing I think about when playing with Voya, in the pod, is man, that player right there really needs a Beast Whisperer. Their hand is running on empty.
I have yet to lose a game to Voya. I have literally never seen it enter combat, because every single player at the table goes, let's beat them up, and then they go play Magic.
I don't think I've actually played against Voja elves all that much. My brother has one that's a wolf deck.
I have played against a wolf deck, and I have lost to it. I've lost to Voya wolves. I've never lost to Voya elves.
Which that's crazy, because
I've only seen Voya elves.
Voya elves should be way better.
Yeah, it should be. But they start off the game with listen guys, it's just wolves, and then their board is 50/50s and they kill you.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you,
that's why it's an arch enemy commander. You can't
I think if you scrub the word elves off of Voja, it still looks like a decent wolf commander. It's just the fact that it's a disgusting buff your board massively elf commander feels more punchy, so people ignore the other part.
Do we want to talk about any other lore win cards before moving on to our other topic?
I have one more take I want to deliver about this card, which is that I think it is this way for purposes of the mechanic being consistent, but I think it would be really funny if this returned the exiled creature to your battlefield.
Yeah, you could just cheat like a giant elf. Well, there is none, but you know what I mean. Wait, sorry, hang on. I did just refresh the Magic spoiler page, and we do have to talk about Mornsong Aria before we move on.
Black 1, enchantment, legendary enchantment. Players can't draw cards or gain life. At the beginning of each player's upkeep... What the fuck? I still can't read. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player loses 3 life, searches for a card, puts it into their hand, and then shuffles. So you, instead of drawing every turn, you Grim Tutor.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be a hater on this for the same reason I'm a hater on Marlin, which is that the best thing you can do with this by far is prevent library searching, and that's kind of boring.
Yes. Yeah, you just search up Stranglehold or Opposition Agent, and then you play that, and if they didn't get removal for it in the first turn cycle go around, then the game's over.
Yes, it is Opposition Agent combo card, and if you don't do it that way, it's really bad, because your opponent's tutor first, and then you do it.
Yeah, unless you give it flash.
That's a...
Give it flash and then phase it out, and then return it, and then, and then that sucks.
I mean,
so
or just put Demonic Tutor in your
of all time.
Yeah, or just play Grim Tutor.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Tutor Boy had to talk about the tutor. New Year's resolutions.
Talk about more tutors. That's a good resolution. So I have a few I want to start out with. One of mine is to play a green deck. So I have my Mina and Den list, and I kind of haven't used it very much this past year because at bracket 3, Turbo Ramp just feels like cheating, and at bracket 4, everyone's just on some sort of jank combo, and the deck isn't good against combos, so it just feels like it doesn't have a proper home. Also in bracket 4, I want to play Stax, which is another resolution I'll get to.
Hell yeah.
So I want to find a green rampy deck that feels fair in bracket 3, and that's my goal for this year.
Okay, are you still wanting to follow your optimized jank principles? Because my method, and I highly recommend this, is just to play dog shit card quality, just run good ramping spells and then run a bunch of kind of bad high cost cards.
So I thought about that, but then I played many games against your Gruul deck, and the problem was it still felt, even though you were like, hey, everybody, this deck will destroy you in the late game, you let everybody know. I still watched all these bracket 3 pods get completely clowned on by your like 8 mana cascade commons that cost a nickel because you cast them on like turn 4. So like, I don't know. It still felt really powerful. I don't know. I haven't decided, but that is an option.
It did quite well in those games. I think whenever I track the win rate of the deck, it's like pretty normal. I think it's like probably 30% average, which is, higher than baseline, but not that high.
I feel like maybe I'm, it was small sample size or whatever, but we'll play more Magic together and I'll see.
Actually, I think I lost 2 different games in Magic on Atlanta decking out with that deck.
You won the
awesome.
Rachel Weeks Jimmy Wong game we played.
No, that's right. That wasn't a
Atrium.
loss.
You had one card left in your library.
Yes.
Another dub for the cheesy Gruul deck. See, I'm thinking
Yep.
I want the deck to be focused on like Life from the Loam engines and like
Okay.
playing Ayara's influence and like what's the triple red aggravated assault? No, not aggravated assault. What's the triple red one that lets you discard a land to shock?
That's
Seismic assault.
Seismic assault. Yes, it was on the tip of my tongue.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I respect that.
I think
That's a
maybe
vision.
that's my vision for now. So we'll see. I want a green bracket 3 deck that feels fair. Like it ramps heavy, does powerful late game things, but still feels much more beatable than my current list.
Yeah. That seems like a fair goal.
How about you, Elk? Any goals?
I think my main goal this year is I'm going to start consolidating. I think I have too many decks. I think it's time that we kill some of these and just like keep it simple, stupid. Like let's have 3 to 4 decks. I think that's my goal this year. I have like 12 Commander decks now. I talked about this at the beginning of the podcast. I haven't played Commander in like a month, maybe 2. I've mostly been on Modern and Pauper right now. I've been playing a lot of 60 card, and I think it's time that I consolidate my Commander collection down to just the ones I like the most. Because it's a bit of a headache to have 12 decks laying around and have to keep track of upgrades for every single one whenever a new set comes out, or else I feel like it's behind, and then I don't want to play it because it's behind, and then it kind of gets stun locked in the turbo limbo zone. So I'm 3 or 4 decks. That's it. No more decks.
That is reasonable.
I did that a few like years ago, like maybe 4 years ago or something, and I have not looked back since. I sold like a bunch of my Commander decks that were just like these like half-baked ones that were like not really updated, and then I just like foiled out the ones that I really liked, and I haven't looked back since. I keep myself to those 5 Commander decks.
Yeah. What helps, I think, is like I don't know if I'll count Safara as one of the decks. Like I'll have 3 to 4 decks plus Safara, because Safara only gets white flyers, so that's like a really simple upgrade there. So that one doesn't take a lot of mental bandwidth. The Artifacts deck takes all of it, and I hardly play that one. There's like I built so many decks that are so open-ended because I do love upgrading Commander decks, but now that I've moved on to predominantly playing other formats with my friend group, it's just taking up so much bandwidth that I don't need taken up. I need to be focusing on like Isochron Scepter locking you in Modern or something, you know what I mean? With my beautiful control deck.
I'm also kind of, in a sense, I'm geared toward consolidation because I did notice recently that essentially there were 3 decks I have that I actually want to play, which is a control deck, a grindy mid-range deck, and a kind of big stompy mid-range deck. You can probably guess what each of those decks are. What I don't have currently is an aggro deck I like. I've attempted to build a lot of aggro decks, and I have aggro decks I'll play sometimes, but I'm kind of lacking in one that I always want to play or that I feel is appropriate for most games. Usually it's decks with like some sort of Voltron element, which can be fun, but also like can get awkward. So I want to build a group slug deck. I think what is going to happen is I'm going to build a version of the Liesa deck I had in the past, but I'm going to strip out most of the hate bears and just add way more damage and life loss in there. And I want to have an actual aggro deck, and that might be it.
Hell yeah. That's a good goal. That's a good goal. I had a lot of fun with aggro this past year.
I do love some group slug action. I recently moved Cormella towards more of a mana value burn kind of deck with like Keen Duelist style cards. There's like 6 of them in Magic, and it's been a lot of fun just going like reveal an 8-drop, die.
Okay, see, I hear Keen Duel style cards. I didn't think there were 6 of them, but then I remembered this terrible enchantment I had when I was like 12, called like Baleful something.
Baleful Omen?
Oh,
Is that one of the
Baleful
cards?
Omen. No, that one's way too expensive. All of mine are mana value 3 or less. Some of them are not as good as Keen Duelist. Keen Duelist is the best one, but I have Parker Luck, Keen Duelist, Sin Prodder, which reveals, and then you get to choose if you want to get nuked or not. And then if you don't want to get nuked, it goes into my hand. Vial Smasher. So if you cast a big instant or sorcery, you just nuke a random person for 9. And then Protection Racket, which is at the beginning of your upkeep for each opponent in turn order. You reveal a card off the top of your library, and they can choose to exile it instead of putting it in your hand. But if they do, they take damage equal to its mana value. So I just have a bunch of cards that just say, like, you're going to take damage equal to the mana value of my cards unless you give me treats.
Nice.
And great news, if you don't want to take 9, that's fine. I'll just cast it. You know?
Baneful Omen, for listeners, is 4 black for an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, reveal the top card of your library. If you do, each opponent loses life equal to that card's mana value. It doesn't even draw you the card.
It doesn't even draw it? That's so bad. What a cool card.
See. I know you guys are looking at this and thinking it looks terrible, and I don't disagree.
I've put it in multiple decks.
I am seeing it from the perspective of it being entirely unplayable in 1v1. In Commander, there's a chance. You can make it work.
It is each opponent, right?
You Cabal coffers this out, and then you like Mortuary Mire like Draco on top of your library and go, everyone take 16 for me, please.
Yeah.
I can see it. I see the vision, for sure.
I played it in, what's it called? Whatever that Mardu guy is that like reanimates enchantments.
Oh, Gen?
Gen?
Gen.
Yes.
Arcane and Reaver, yeah.
Yeah, I played it in that because you could kind of cheat it into play, and then you had other high-cost enchantments you wanted to cheat into play, and it, like, dealt reasonable damage. And then I had it in, like, a Dimir deck at some point where I tried to make copies of it, which was kind of funny, but also not good, because if you had a land, all the copies would just reveal the land 3 times and do no damage.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't draw you the card.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my friend in Modern, like, don't discount large black spells in Modern either.
Because Cabal Coffers is illegal.
Cabal Coffers. He's building an Amori Cabal Coffers deck, all sorceries. It's a really funny list.
That's pretty... All source god.
Yeah, all sorceries for Amori Companion.
Oh, that doesn't sound like it should be good, but if it was good, I'd be really excited to hear about it.
It runs Invoke Despair, which is the one quadruple black sorcery that says target opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. If they can't, they lose 2 life and you draw a card, and then you repeat that for an enchantment and a planeswalker.
Yeah.
So you just nuke them for 6 after Toxic Delusion because you have infinite mana. So you Toxic Delusion their board away, and then you just go take 6. I draw 3 cards, and then you just like turbo control them. It's really bad. And then Umori comes out as a 7 mana 4/4 to block for you.
Speaking of turbo control, I have another goal.
Oh yeah.
And that is to play Stax. I took a very long break from actual like hard Stax. I played a lot of it, like 2016 to like 2020 or whatever. And then when I stopped playing with my like high power play group, I wasn't gonna like randomly, stasis lock people or win over people at like local game stores because most people just don't have decks that compete with that. So I just took apart those decks and just kind of left them. But now with brackets kind of becoming more of a thing and more people are getting into it, I'm starting to see more bracket 4 games. And I'm like, okay, well, this is, high power commander. I love high power commander. Let's play some high power commander. So I've built my Stax deck. It's whichever Balrog monster is the one that like costs less for every permanent a player has sacrificed.
Yeah, I don't remember his epithet, but yeah, it's one of the Balrogs.
I'll put it on screen. Anyway, you just play this and you play like Pox or Smallpox and stuff. You make people sacrifice lands, and then he costs really a low amount. And then I believe he has haste and can't be blocked and stuff by legendary creatures. So you just like Voltron people out basically, because there's a 3-turn clock and you just go and you take out the table. So yeah, I'm excited to play some actual like real Stax. I have not played Stax in a long time.
That does sound actually exciting. I have played so many versions of soft stacks, but it would be kind of fun to like fully dial into the bracket 4 mindset and go hard stacks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like bracket 4 a lot, but I'm keeping it to one bracket 4 deck. Once again, consolidation. And I'm never taking apart Kira. Kira is my favorite little baby. I love land combo. But I do love stacks. That is for certain. I literally just described my modern deck, which is Isochron Scepter locking my opponent.
Fletcher. No, Elk. Sorry.
Fletcher. Just real name me. That's really funny. It's cool.
Elk, do you have another goal?
Yeah, sure thing, Con.
I've revealed my name at the start of every
See,
podcast.
It's not even weird when we call him Con because we just do that.
No, it's okay. My name's awesome, so I don't mind hearing it.
I was gonna bleep it.
No, it's funny. I like it. That was really funny. My goal is to play more dog shit. Now that I have friends who are into
Also
60
dog
card
shit?
Magic. Well, no, that's not it. Well, a little bit, but you know what? Listen to the podcast. I can't say that. No, now that I have friends that are way more interested in 60 card Magic, and I've been playing a lot more Modern and Pauper, like I've been mentioning throughout this entire podcast. I'm a lot more keen on taking out the cards that are actually good from my commander decks and just running garbage. Like, I've already been doing this a little bit. I already, before the New Year's, challenged myself to make Cormella the highest mana value she could possibly go. And I think we've hit that limit because she just became Oops All Board Wipes, and that wasn't really that fun. So walked back Cormella a little bit, but now she's mana value burn with Vile Smasher and stuff, even though I don't really consider her the best build for her. But I'm just upping the silly factor. Like in my Kellen Daring Traveler deck, I cut Beast Whisperer out of my 47 creature deck for a Johnny Sleeper Agent.
Yes.
And
He's so sleepy.
I am not taking out a Johnny Sleeper Agent until I've killed someone with the -6. I don't care if that's 7 years from now. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker spell, target opponent gets 2 poison counters. So until I kill someone with poison counters in Kellen, this card is not coming out. He's mostly in because he top deck manipulates. Reveal the top card of your library if it's a creature or planeswalker card, put in your hand. And then I have Eladamri and Kellen that top deck manipulate. So I liked it more because it was more synergistic and funny. And you know what? I do believe if you are trying to build a commander deck that's reasonable and okay, and you're making the right decision, you should be shot if you don't put Beast Whisperer in a 47 creature green deck. But also it's funny to not do that.
See, I'm considering doing the same goal of use the card until you kill somebody with it. With Deadly Tempest, which is a terrible board wipe, but I love the idea of running it in a group slug deck and not cutting it until you kill somebody with it. It's a 6 mana card that destroys all creatures, and each player loses life equal to the number of creatures they controlled that were destroyed this way.
Oh,
do you know one that is actually in Cormella right now? It's Incite Rebellion.
Incite Rebellion?
It's the red version of this. 4 red. For each player, Incite Rebellion deals damage to that player equal to the number of creatures they control, and then does that much damage to their creatures, too.
these cards are so good for the really jank Blink All the Hunted cards deck I was talking about in the last podcast. Give them all the tokens, then you incite rebellion.
I'm more just imagining the Scoot Swarm player with a board of 50 tokens, and they just go incite rebellion, take 50, deal 50 to all your Scoot Swarms, and then they just die. That's funny. I do love when my board wipe comes with a Rakdos Charm, for sure. That's definitely very
And then you just play
appealing.
Rakdos Charm in whatever this deck is.
Yeah.
Alex, this is seeming like a pretty sweet deck.
Right?
What about you, Alex? Any other goals?
The only other goal I can think of right now is after I reviewed a Grim Captain deck, I want to make my own now. I just want to play a Grim Captain deck. I don't know how long it'll stay interesting or fresh, but I just want to do it. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
So Grim Captain, you mean not? Throne of the Grim Captain?
Yeah, Throne of the Grim Captain, which turns into the Grim Captain.
Right. For the audience, is a 2-mana artifact, legendary artifact, excuse me. It has tap, mill 2 cards, and then you can craft with a dinosaur, merfolk, pirate, and vampire for 4 generic, which means you exile those from among permanents you control or your graveyard. and then it flips into a 7/7 with Menace, Trample, Lifelink, Hexproof, and whenever it attacks, each opponent sacrifices a non-land permanent. Then you may put an exiled creature card used to craft the Grim Captain onto the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking, which is awesome.
Yeah, I do want to put a challenge on you, Alex. I want to like changeling lock you. I want like I maximum 2 changelings in this deck if they have like cute synergy, but like no other changelings.
Let me see how many I have in the draft list, actually.
How many colors are you going with this?
I currently, my list is Norman Osborn. I have 1 changeling in the deck currently.
Okay, we're great.
Just Torian Mauler.
We're there. Torian Mauler's cool. Yeah, I like Torian Mauler. So I actually have a history with the Grim Captain. I was building a triple meld deck, which was Titania and the land, Bruna Gisela, and then it was going to be the Grim Captain as like the third quote unquote meld card.
Yeah.
And I was going to do the Abzan guy. He cares about legends. He got banned in Pioneer. You can exile 2 legendary cards from your graveyard.
Kethis,
yeah,
right?
Kethis the Hidden Hand. Yeah, because he all these meld cards are legendary, except for Argoth for some fucking reason. And but you can exile 2 cards from your graveyard with Kethis to cast Throne of the Grim Captain, and then you can do the craft thing with Throne of the Grim Captain. It was really hard to build, and that's actually what Kellen ended up turning into. Was I cared about Bruna Gisela the most, so I just went into Kellen only instead of Kethis. I do love Throne of the Grim Captain. I actually had a run-in with it recently, if you can believe it, in Modern.
In Modern? All right.
There was someone at our Friday Night Magic that was running like a changeling deck with Magda changelings. So you'd make a bunch of treasure tokens and then sack them and then make Throne of the Green Captain come out and then you'd craft it with all the changelings and you get a 7/7 hexproof beater that kills your opponent. It sucked. It was a really bad deck. Like, it folds to every piece of interaction in Magic the Gathering, but it was a cool brew. It was funny.
My initial thoughts with Grim Captain was like changelings and like Reaper King, and then you build like artifact recursion synergies so you can get this, scarecrows back and reuse them, but you can also get the Throne of the Grim Captain back if it gets destroyed. That was my first thought with it. And I like the Reaper King. I think he's kind of funny.
I kind of like leaning into the jank of the Grim Captain, like trying to get dinosaurs and pirates and merfolk and the fourth one. What is it?
Vampire
all to work together. Like, I think it's really fun to have that like sort of Ixalan deck, right, where you just have all the creature types kicking around. I think it's really funny to try and get that to work.
Well, so I'm doing it, as I said, Norman Osborn is the commander, so I'm making it as a discard deck, which I think works decently well, because discard works awesome with vampires. It works...
And Norman.
It works well with pirates. There's a good amount of pirates that works with. Kind of works with merfolk. Dinosaurs are tricky, but, still it kind of works.
You could just reanimate the dinosaurs, like normal black reanimation spells with big dinosaurs in the bin.
Yeah. Well, and also there's just a lot of dinosaurs that are just generally solid. Oh, yeah.
The only sad thing about Norman Osborn is you don't get Gulta and Maverin, which is objectively the funniest thing you can put under the Throne of the Grim Captain.
If you don't have enough dinosaurs, I don't know if the Gulta does anything.
Listen...
Oh, wait. I was thinking Gishath. My bad.
No, Galta and Maverin is like just a 7-mana 12/12 dinosaur vampire, and then it just makes giant tokens or wide boards because you're swinging with it.
Oh. Sorry, when you said Galta and Maverin, I was thinking of Galta and Maverin. It's like separate. Not the card Galta and Maverin.
March of the Machines, baby. They're together now. That is one dinosaur vampire you're looking at.
I'm actually looking at the dinosaurs in this list, and four out of the 5 of them do something with discard, so I take it all back. This deck actually might...
This deck slaps?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I have one final goal of mine, and that is, I think this is the year that I want to retire some of my, like, long-running decks, like the ones I've had for a while. And I've already kind of done that, where I retired Jace, and I built a different CDH deck. And I think I want to retire Tawanos and build a different artifact list. And then maybe the same with Mina and Den, because I've had those three for like such a long time. I think it's time to like mix it up and like change those out a little bit.
Yeah, worst case, like you're feeling sentimental for Mina and Den again, and then you can just rebuild it. You know, it's not like you're eating the cards when you take the deck apart.
Well,
Wow.
teach their own.
Okay, my fault. Yeah, my fault.
Yeah. I kind of miss playing Is It control, and I don't like having two decks with the same color combination. So I think I want to swap. So my Esper deck is the artifact deck, and my Is It deck is the control deck. Because right now I have it the other way around.
How
Is It control's so good.
how weird of Is That control would you be going for? Like relatively normal or like funky?
Oh.
Always funky.
Funky.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Holy. No. We're playing it. Honestly, I want to revisit Keranos. Because I've like built so many iterations of this deck now. All my friends from like college are laughing their asses off now because I have built and taken apart Keranos probably more than any other human has ever. I think I have like 12 iterations of Keranos that I've played over the years. And I think it's time to like take a 13th crack at the deck. Because I think we have way more scrying and like top deck manipulation stuff than we did in the past, and I want to revisit that archetype.
Yeah, Keranos is. I mean, he makes sense as a control choice. I think I ran him as a finisher in a control deck back in Standard, way back in the day.
He was, in Standard at some point.
This is so funny because in my first YouTube video, I shit on Keranos so hard.
Yeah, I remember. I remember you were like, "This is the most boring Magic card of all time," and I was like, "This is crazy." I built so many fun Keranos lists. Reweave Keranos. You play no enchantments, no creatures other than Omniscience, and you can just polymorph into Omniscience. Is
I want
awesome.
to iterate that you just say, I built so many fun Keranos decks before saying that, oh yeah, I reweave him into fucking Omniscience.
Yeah, and guess what? You know what I did with that Omniscience? Nothing.
What?
Just control. Just played double negative.
That sounds hell. Like hell. Just a win. I'm begging you. I'm crying. I say this as the person who Bruna Gisela locks people, right?
No, but I want to play like Counterbalance and what's the red one? Power Balance?
Oh, that's
Balance.
dope.
Yeah.
Top deck manipulation, Keranos.
Like, Power Balance is such a sweet card, and I never used it. So it's like, I think it's time to play it. And I can play like Soothsaying and other like weird jank crap.
But like, are there
Yeah.
how many permanents are you running, or how many like cards you would actually want to cast if they randomly appeared on top of your library?
You know, so I think the key to this for a control list is I need to play like a huge amount of like jank 4 and 5 mana counter spells that do other things than other counter spells.
For sure.
Oh, you
Right.
can also do the Attempts tech, where you have like a bunch of different mana values diversified via playing split cards and stuff like that.
Well, with Power Balance, I need to match the mana value of my opponent, right?
Yes.
So I don't think I want like I don't want like 10 drops because that's not ever gonna come up. I want
Oh, yeah,
like a
but-
lot of like 4 and 5s.
But there are like 4 to 6 drops that are split cards, so you can still cast them on the cheap. And then they also work with Power Balance in that way, where if you like spike it off a Power Balance roll, you can cast the more expensive side or whatever. You know. While
Does it still work like that? I was like,
Yeah.
did they
So,
change that? No.
It's Cascade that doesn't do that anymore. If you cascade into something, you can only cast the side that's legal, but you're able to like free cast a side of a card.
I see the ruling. In some unusual cases, if the card you reveal from the top of your library may not have the same mana value as the spell your opponent cast, but you could cast the card because the resulting spell does have the same mana value. For example, if your opponent casts a spell with mana value 4, and you have a Frogmere Enforcer, a prototype card with a cost of 7 and a prototype cost of 3 in red, you can cast it as a prototype spell and will have a mana value of 4. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. That's just an idea. I have no idea if that's like actually what I'm going to build or if any of these goals will come to fruition.
Power
But
Balance
that
is a
my-
good goal, though.
Yeah. I think Power Balance is a funny card. It could also be like Nin the Pain Artist is like one of my favorite control commanders. You play with Vidalcan Shackles and you just like yoink and zap the creature. It's pretty crazy
Whenever I think of Nin, I think about it as like a charisma deck or like a will breaker deck.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Where you target their creature and then it goes, well, that creature's mine now, and then you thermonuclear bomb it on your side of the board and draw that many cards because its new rightful owner.
I also like Breaches of the Blastmaker, so I don't know. I'll find an Izzet. In the comments below, someone throw me some Izzet commander suggestions. Something jank. I better not see anything that's on the first, 4 rows.
Play Niv Mizzet.
3 rows of EDH rec. Play Niv Mizzet, yeah. If I see any Niv Mizzet comments, I'm deleting them.
Play one of the bad Niv Mizzets and you'll be good.
I have. That was one of my first commanders.
Draco Genius is the one that's the inverse of the normal one.
I think no, Draco Genius is one of the newer ones. I think it's Niv Mizzet the Firemind is the inverse of the good one.
No, I think.
Oh no, that's the same as the good one. It just got power cracked.
Yeah, no, Niv Mizzet Draco Genius is the one where it's when it deals damage, you draw a card.
Yeah.
Still not terrible, but a lot worse.
Yeah. Any other final goals, Elk?
No, that was about it for me.
What about you, Alex?
I can't think of anything.
All right. Cool. I don't want to edit any more of this podcast, so let's wrap it up.
Great.
Woohoo!